All right, everyone. Welcome back. We're doing something a little different. And I know, the Delving Deeper hasn't been finished, but I'm already in an OD&D campaign, and I just need a little break from OD&D. So we're going to do something different. I'm almost finished reading through the One Ring core rulebook. We're like, I don't know, maybe 50 pages out from the end. But I'm planning on doing some solo role playing in this system, and so I need to figure out how to create a character. Give me 1 second. Ideally, once I solo, I'll be using the Strider mode, which will be, I think, a little better suited for soloing. But for now, I want to roll up a character as directed by this book. So, we're going to start out here. Following pages show you how to craft a player hero, drawn from one of 6 heroic cultures. So I'll be using these guidelines. It's kind of got it stepped out for you. Let's see. First off, each player must first choose a heroic culture. So kind of like, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. All cultures presented in this volume belong to the free peoples, brave nations that refuse the darkness and are often at open war with it. They represent the main choices for role-playing in the Westlands of Eriador. So, we'll go ahead and do that first. I'm actually going to stash an index card on this page so I can remember to come back to it for more of these steps, but page 32 is where we need to flip. So we've got 6 heroic cultures, and I'm not going to go through these in depth. You can read more about them if you want, but we'll go over the basic gist. Bardings are Northmen of noble origins, hailing from Wilderland far off to the east. They rebuilt their city of Dale from its ashes after slaying the dragon Smog of Hobbit fame. Each year, Barding merchants reach new faraway lands as they look outside their borders to expand their trade and influence. Sometimes, warriors follow in their wake, hoping to prove their mettle against worthy adversaries inspired by their king's slaying of the dragon. Okay. One set of attributes or roll a success die. Interesting. I think I'm going to roll for the attributes. Give me 1 sec. I need to see how visible this book is. Pretty visible. But, let's see. Does it give, like, name suggestions? Oh, it does down here. Cool. If we're going to go through this. That's true. I got to go through a couple more of these. Some of their cultural blessing. Stout-hearted, stories tell that the Bardings lived under the shadow of a great dragon for decades. Your valor rolls are favored. Okay. So we've got the Bardings, dwarves of Durin's folk. Where are they? Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, the dwarves are an ancient and proud folk whose customs and traditions are mostly unknown to outsiders. A dwindling people, they have recently recovered some of their lost greatness, and a dwarven king reigns once again under the lonely mountain in Wilderland. Many dwarves cross into Eriador from the east on their way to the mines in the Blue Mountains. They can often be seen marching along the east-west road that runs through the Shire and ends at the Grey Havens. Exceedingly strong, hard to break or corrupt, but often at odds with other folks over old quarrels and new slights. They're short and stocky. Heads are crowned with long hair and longer beards. They start their life on the road in their 50s and do not usually consider retiring before their 90s. Okay. Cultural blessing, redoubtable. Dwarves make light of burdens, especially when it comes to wearing armor. You have the load rating of any armor you're wearing, rounding fractions up, including helms, but not shields. Okay. Right. So, we could do that. We've got the Elves of Lindon. The fair folk of Eriador have dwelt in the Westlands since before the drowning of Beleriand. They are all members of the Firstborn, displaying a wisdom beyond the reach of men. They rarely leave their sanctuaries in the Grey Havens, for these are their fading years. More and more leave Middle-earth, sailing west on grey ships, never to return. Those who still remain live mostly along the western coasts, where once were found great kingdoms of their kindreds. Wandering elves can at times be encountered on the roads leading east in spring and autumn, when their companies leave their lands beyond the Tower Hills. Endowed with tremendous vitality, great vigor. They're not subject to illness or old age. They can dwell within circles of the world until they choose to leave or are slain. Whoa, that's so crazy. Elves may leave their homes at any time after they reach adulthood, at about a century of age. Adventurers older than 300 years are rare. They can carry bows and spears, many wield swords too, but by ancient tradition, some still favor axes. Ooh, cool. Cultural blessing is elven skill. By virtue of their birthright, elves are capable of reaching levels of finesse unattainable by mortals. If you are not miserable, you can spend 1 point of hope to achieve a magical success on a skill roll. Cool. Oh yeah, this takes place, 25 years after the events of The Hobbit? So not that far off from the trilogy, like the movies, or I guess the books rather. So in between that time, here we got Hobbits of the Shire. Nice. Hobbits are a small and merry folk, possessing a love for time-honored traditions and respectable ways, and a strong dislike for anything out of the ordinary. If hobbits had their way, the days would go by in an unchanging world, as they have since anyone can remember. At least in their land, the Shire. But since the return of Mr. Bilbo Baggins from his adventure with a group of dwarves and a traveling wizard, something has changed. Stories about remote lands, dark woods, giant elves, and forgotten halls beneath the earth have started to circulate among hobbits of a more adventurous sort. And with every year, another one or two discreetly disappear to go and have adventures. They're much smaller than men, even smaller than dwarves, and might be mistaken for children of men by those who don't know their existence. Ooh. Surprisingly tough, difficult to intimidate or kill. They possess a cheerful spirit and friendliness that makes them good companions. They don't abandon their comfortable lives easily, but when they do, it's around the age of 33. Particularly reckless one might go in their tweens, as hobbits call their 20s. When pushed to resort to weapons, hobbits choose short swords and hunting bows, which they can shoot with uncanny precision. Cultural blessing is hobbit sense. Hobbits have learned their place in the world a long time ago, and they display a robust capacity for insight that many folks mistake for a lack of courage. No visions or wild fantasies can tempt them, as they do not seek power or control over others. Your wisdom rolls are favored, and you gain 1d on all shadow tests made to resist the effects of greed. So that would be a success die, I think. And I just realized I don't have my dice. Give me 1 second. There we go. Now I got my dice. So, right. That reminded me that you've got success dice, which are your D6s, and you've got your feat dice, which are your D12s. Each of them having unique symbols on them. This little T next to the 6 is a Tangwar. That's a special success. And on the feat dice, which are D12s, there is the 1 through 10, and then the Eye of Sauron, if you can see that, is like in place of the 11, and then the symbol of Mithrandir, or Gandalf, is the 12. And each of those have associated benefits or disadvantages when rolled. Okay, so that's the hobbits. Men of Bree. The inhabitants of the Bree land and its 4 villages lying about Bree Hill are the descendants of the ancient people that first dwelt in the region known today as Eriador, the Lone Lands. Few have survived the turmoils that have ravaged the area, but they are still there now. Today, the men of Bree live at an old meeting of ways, and even if the traffic was far greater in former days, travelers of various sorts still make their way along those roads. Whoever enters the common room of the Inn of Bree is sure to hear strange tales and news from afar, and maybe be swept away by them. They're brown-haired rather than short, some of them, and tend to be stocky and broad. Cheerful disposition. Let's see. They can be simple and friendly, but they are independent and wise in their own way. Actual adventurers from Breeland are rare indeed, mostly because they don't want to leave the comfort of their own home. If they leave their villages at all, they do it when the vigor of youth is in their limbs, and usually return home to settle down before their 40th year. Not being of a warlike disposition, the Bree folk favor simple weapons derived from everyday tools and hunting implements. Cultural blessing is Bree blood. Due to the position of their homeland, the men of Bree enjoy better relationships with hobbits, dwarves, elves, and other inhabitants of the world about them than is considered normal. Each man of Bree in the company increases the fellowship rating by 1 point. Okay. Rangers of the North. Okay, yeah, this is the last one. The Rangers of the North are a secret people, severely diminished in number with the passing of 1,000 years. They wander in disguise among the ruins of what was once their kingdom of Arnor, tirelessly patrolling its many paths and roads. While the years have lengthened, the task of the Rangers has always been the same, to keep the folk of Eriador free from care and fear. They labor secretly, keeping to themselves and rarely giving their names to the travelers they save, or to the folk whose farms they guard at night, when evil things come out from dark places. They're the last descendants in the north of the Dunedain, kings among men that once came to Middle-earth over the sea out of Westerness. When they do not disguise their features, they are tall and lordly, towering above most men. They're silent and grim. They look wise and mature. They take to the wild around the age of 20, but they can go on adventures even younger. They retain their strength of body and they retain their strength of body and will longer than most men, but usually cease to travel far from Eriador when they reach their 50s. In the wild, they wear comfortable but weather-beaten garments, favoring high leather boots and heavy cloaks of dark gray or green cloth with ample hoods that can be cast over a worn helm. Cultural blessing, kings of men. Some say that the lordship of the folk of Arnor is a thing of the past. Yet the Rangers of the North have inherited the sinews of those men who wrested the ring from the burning hand of Sauron. Add 1 point to one attribute of your choice. Sick, okay. Sounds kind of nice. So, we've got a couple options here. Ooh, I do like the bardings. That's like kind of hitting the hardest for me. Honestly, this is more or less a tutorial character, so it doesn't have to be permanent, but yeah, I do kind of like these guys. Produce swords or axes. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Alright, we're going to be bardings. And my character sheet is a little different. It's like a custom one I found in the resources channel in the One Ring Discord. So, culture. We're going to do barding. Okay. Their cultural blessing. They just have one, right? Yeah, they do. Okay. Stout-hearted. And then we can do a little little note on the side. Valor rolls favored. Oh, I gotta spell. See, this is gonna trip me up so hard. Them always spelling favor with a U. I live in the U.S., so whatever. I think it looks better with a U, anyways. Okay. Attributes we can figure out next. Determine your attributes. Choosing a set or rolling a success dice. I say we roll the success dice. Let's get a little... Let's learn to let go. How about that? Okay. So we're going to roll a success dice and pick from whatever we get here. I'm going to do this one. Oh, doesn't count. A 5. Okay, so we got a 5. Our strength and heart are 5. So this sheet's a little different because it's got, instead of the double squares where you would write them, it mostly highlights the target number. And then up here you fill in the little dot for the score that matches it. So we're at 554. All right. Heart, and then wits is 4. Awesome. And then the target number, which is typically you'll roll like, I don't know, 2 success die and a feat die. So nice. Not nice about the Eye of Sauron, but you get your target number, which is what you'd want to beat here, by subtracting your attribute value from 20. So our target numbers for strength and heart are 15, and our wits is a 16. So if we were rolling for wits, we've got, what is that, a 9? Whoa, nice. A 9 and a 6, so we've got, 15, 18? We would have beaten this, and we got a Tangwar, which means it would have had, we would have had like a special success. If what we were doing allowed it. So we've got that. All right. What else do we need to do? Record your cultural blessing. Determine your attributes, choosing a set or rolling. Calculate your strength, heart, and wits target numbers. Each target number is equal to 20 minus its corresponding attribute. Calculate your derived stats, endurance, hope, and parry. Okay. Oh, strength. Our endurance is strength plus 20. So that is a 25. Which would mean our current is at 25. Our heart, our hope is heart plus 8, so that's a 13. Because we've got 8 plus 5. Our parry is wits plus 12. So that would be a 16. Where is our parry skill at on here? Okay. Sorry, what was it again? It was 12 plus 4. So that's a 16 for parry. So we derived our stats. Record your skill and combat proficiency ratings. Okay. Copy the listed skill ranks onto the character sheet, then choose one skill among the 2 underlined and mark it as favored. Okay, so here we do... oh, nice. Okay, so all of the ones in the strength column are awe, athletics, awareness, hunting, song, craft? Really? I figured song would be in heart. Maybe that's not how it's actually set up. Anyways. So 1, 1, 0. 1, 1, 0. Hunting is 2. Song is 1. Craft is 1. And hearten is 2, which is one of our underlined skills that we can choose to make favored. Travel is 1. Insight is 2. Healing 0. Courtesy 2. Battle 2. Nice. Persuade 3. Okay. Stealth 0. Scan 1. Explore 1. Riddle 0. Lore 1. Okay, so what did it say? Choose. Oh, your proficiency ratings. Okay. Mark it as favored. Okay. Oh, okay. So I would imagine you put a check here on the side. If it's favored, choose 1. And Harton's already a 2. I think I'm going to go athletics for favored. Awesome. Okay. Choose your distinctive features. Choose 2 distinctive features. Where did those go? Oh, okay, hold on. We haven't done our calling yet, have we? Our living is prosperous, our standard of living. Okay, distinctive features. Choose 2 distinctive features among those listed. Bold, eager, fair, fierce, generous, proud, tall, willful. I'm going to say bold and generous. Alright. Bold and generous. Obviously I have to fix that because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't. Awesome. Okay. Languages and typical names. All Bardings speak Dalish, a language that can be described as a very old form of the common speech. As far as their names are concerned, they are usually composed of 1 or 2 elements, for example, dag, day, or lifstone, lifestone. 1 or 2 elements. Oh, okay. Like most Northmen, Bardings often name their children after a renowned ancestor or relative, or choose a name beginning with the same sound or sharing 1 element with that of the father, whose name is often given with their first name when introduced formally. For example, Lifstan, son of Lakenir, or Ingrith, daughter of Ingolf. Confused by that. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. It just means son of. Male, okay. What? Male names. Is it, I wonder if the J sound in in Dalish is yo or Joe. I'm trying to think of another J name in Lord of the Rings or in any of the books, and I actually can't. Alright. Well, We won't go with that. We'll go with... Finn? Torvald? No, we're going to go with Varen. Damn it, I put Prosperous in the patron section. So, Varen. And then we can do son of... son of Halfgrim. Awesome. I gotta change this real quick. Prosperous. Okay. Awesome. We got the name picked out. Name and age. Where's my age? Wait, he doesn't have an age section. I guess I'll just put it in until I find it later, maybe. I'll put it in parentheses. When do they go out? I'll say... They retire in their 40s. So we'll say 20... Nah, we'll say 31. 20's too young. Right. Varen, son of Halfgrim. Okay, players finalize their character creation process by moving on to page 44 and applying the steps from below. Okay. Here's page 44. The callings. So we need to choose a calling from among Captain, Champion, Messenger, Scholar, Treasure Hunter, and Warden. Okay. Let's see. Callings follow a standard presentation. Favored skills. Each calling lists 3 skills. When you select a calling, you choose 2 skills among those listed and mark them as favored. Additional distinctive feature. Shadow Path. Which is an adventurer's shadow path suggests the individual fate a calling typical leads to if they fail to resist the shadow's influence. So, we can go over the captain. When the world is on the brink of ruin, it is the duty of all individuals of worth to rise and take the lead, whatever the risk. You have chosen to put your judgment to the service of others, to guide them in this dark hour, but you don't want others to heed your commands out of fear or obedience. You want them to follow you because they trust you. Favorite skills are Battle, Enhearten, and Persuade. Okay. Where's our Battle? That's 2. That could be cool. Additional distinctive feature, Leadership. You possess the ability to direct others to action. Shadow Path, Lure of Power. Ooh, okay. Champion. You deem that there is but one way to oppose the return of the shadow, and that is to conquer it by strength of arms. You are recognized as a warrior among your folk, a valiant fighter, onward into battle. For you, the road to adventure leads straight to wherever your foes prowl or hide. Favorite skills are Athletics, Awe, and Hunting. Additional distinctive feature, Enemy Lore. Enemy Lore is not a single distinctive feature. You must select the type of enemies it applies to, choosing from evil men, orcs, spiders, trolls, wargs, and undead. This distinctive feature gives you the knowledge of the characteristics, habits, strengths, and weaknesses of your chosen enemy. Shadow Path is a curse of vengeance. The messenger, the wise hold that evil days lie ahead, and that to keep hope, all who fight the enemy must be as one. Yet many miles and centuries of isolation separate the free people, and estrangement breeds mistrust. You have decided that it is your duty to travel to distant lands, carrying tidings and warning people of the coming danger. Favorite skills, Courtesy, Song, and Travel. Distinctive feature, Folklore. You possess some knowledge of the many traditional customs, beliefs, and stories of the various communities. Likely the result of your wanderings, the information may help you when dealing with strangers, allowing you to come up with some useful facts regarding their folk or a smattering of the appropriate language. Wandering madness. Ooh. Scholar. For you, knowledge makes the wild world a less threatening place. Yellowed maps and lost books replace a fear of the unknown with curiosity and wonder. Songs composed in ages past strengthen the weariest of hearts. A love of learning guides you every step and illuminates the way for you and those who listen to your advice. Favorite skills, craft, lore, and riddle. Distinctive feature, rhymes of lore. Rhymes of lore are short verses created by many cultures to help them remember significant facts from ancient history. Cool. Lure of secrets. Ooh. I do. Okay. Treasure hunter. The world has seen the passing of the glory of many dwarven kings and elven lords, and their heritage is now buried in orc-infested dungeons. Hordes of stolen gold and jewels guarded by fell beasts beckon all who dare to find them. You seek to recover what is lost, even when it means braving unspeakable dangers. Choose 2 skills. Okay, explore, scan, and stealth. Burglary is their distinctive feature. This venerable talent includes pickpocketing, lockpicking, and in general, any shadowy way to get a hold of possessions of others or access protected areas. Cool. Dragon sickness, which is just like an incurable lust for more preciouses. Warden. In this age of the world, when shadows grow deeper with every passing year, you have sworn to defend all who cannot defend themselves. Often your choice forces you to forsake civilized areas, to better guard their inhabitants from what lurks right outside their fences. This has made you a stranger in the eyes of the common folk, a threatening figure like those you are protecting them from. Favorite skills, awareness, healing, and insight. Additional distinctive feature, shadow lore. You have recognized that there is a hidden thread unifying most of what is malicious, dark, and terrible in Middle-earth, and that the thread is thickening year after year. And a quality shared by the wise of the land. The truth behind this knowledge is becoming clearer as time passes. Path of despair. Ooh, self-doubt. Okay. Previous experience. Okay. Hold on. God, what do you want to do? Warden or... I don't know. Part of me is like, Warden or Scholar could be cool. And we are going to be a Warden. Awesome. Okay. So now you get one more. Favored skills to choose 2 of them. Awareness is 0. Do I want that favored? That would be kind of nice, actually. But healing and insight. What's our insight? Insight's already at 2. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to do awareness and healing, because those are both at 0. Maybe that'll just be nice. I think if they're favored, you roll... I think it's you roll two sets of dice and you take the higher. It might just be the feat die. I can't remember. Shadow path. Wait. Wait. What is our distinctive feature? Shadow lore. Okay. Alright, so we got shadow lore as another feature. Our shadow path is Path of Despair. Alright, what else do we gotta do? Spend previous experience points. Alright. Okay, the ability levels of all newly created player heroes can now be raised to represent their experiences prior to their life as adventurers. Players have 10 points to spend on raising skills and combat proficiencies. Oh, okay. The cost of raising each ability is shown in the two tables to the right. The first table gives the cost for skill levels, while the second shows the cost for combat proficiencies. Where are our combat proficiencies? Oh, wait, hold on. Do we need to have already... Should we have already done those? Oh, yeah, we should have. Okay. I think that was in the calling, or the cultural one, right? What is our... bow? Oh, okay, yeah, we didn't even look at that. Combat proficiencies. Copy the following combat proficiency ranks under the character sheet, selecting a preferred proficiency when offered a choice. Wait. Selecting a preferred proficiency? Bow or swords? Oh, okay, gotcha. Bows or swords. Ooh. I think I'm going to do bows as my 2. And we'll do spears. Spears as our 1. That seems cool. Alright, so now we can go on to this. We've got 10 points. Players are free to raise their abilities as they see fit, as long as they have enough points to buy the desired level. Players can also buy ranks and skills or combat proficiencies that their player heroes didn't possess at all, or buy multiple ranks in the same ability as long as they pay the cost of each level individually. Okay. So, what do we want to... We've got 10 points. From 0 to 1. From 1 to 2 could be... I feel like we should do... Because we're traveling a lot... Wait, I need to make a little note of this. Yeah, we'll do tally marks. Because we're traveling a lot, I kind of want to... Although a stealth roll would be nice, wouldn't it? It would cost us 3 points to get... from 1 to 2. Or from 0 to 2. So I think we should do that with travel. Oh wait, it would only cost us 2 points. Because we already have 1 in it. So yeah, let's bring that up to 2. Just because there is a pretty like important hex crawly element to the One Ring. And I think we should spend... I think we should spend 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I should bring my spear up to 2 as well. Okay. And so we've got what? What would that be? We've got 4 left to spend. Awareness is favored. So maybe we should just add points to it. Or maybe we should do... Okay. So it's 3 points. So we got 4 points left. It's 3 points to get to 2, which I think I'm going to do here. 1, 2, 3. So we got 1 point left, and there's 1 point. I'm going to bring this up to 1 in our stealth, and there we go. That is all of our previous experience. All right. So we've got our previous experience taken care of. Choose your starting gear. Okay. All heroes start their adventuring career fully equipped with all the personal items and gear they consider best suited to a life on the road. In the game, such possessions are represented by an adventurer's war gear, traveling gear, and useful items. Okay, war gear. Adventuring is a demanding task, often requiring heroes to march for hours on end along mountain paths or traversing fast-flowing rivers. Wise heroes should fight the urge to choose the biggest weapons and the heaviest suits of armor, as a weighty and cumbersome burden is bound to seriously hamper their capabilities. Before the game starts, players get to choose the weapons and armor they want their characters to carry, using the war gear list found over leaf. More details are found in the gear section page on 73. Ooh, okay. Let's see here. A short spear. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Using the war gear list. Let's check out page 73 real quick. God, I literally just read all this. I barely remember it. Weapons. Okay. Gotcha. Ooh, yeah, we have our treasure rating as well. Starting treasure rating 90 at Prosperous. Let me just write that down real quick. Alright. War gear. So for each one we have a proficiency in. And their favored selection of armor, helms, or shields. Okay. So we get a spear, for sure. Do we want a... So we can throw it. Maybe the most versatile... Wait, why is it... So there's a short spear. A spear can be hurled as a javelin or deftly thrust with one hand. But I feel like I saw spear. Maybe the most versatile weapon of all. A spear can be thrown or used with one or two hands. But why did it say great spear? I'm not going to take a short spear. I'm going to take a... We'll just do like a regular spear. Okay. How do you know the damage of it? Ooh. Is there more here? Oh yeah, right. Okay. What do we got here? So we have a regular spear, 4 damage. 4 damage. And then the injury is 14. Injury rating is 14 one-handed, 16 two-handed. The load is 3. In notes, do I need? Oh yeah. So we can write, shit. Let's see, we can do one-handed, two-handed, thrown. Awesome. And now we've got a bow, which is a damage rating of 3. Not a great bow, just a regular bow. 3. Injury rating is 14. Load is 2. And then, obviously, ranged in the notes. Cool. So how does it tell you what you can wear? I don't think we would carry a shield, to be honest with you. Give me a second. Where was the callings? Warden, okay. So it doesn't really tell you there. Traveling gear does not need to be annotated in detail. It is not given a loading or a load rating. Okay. So starting gear. So how does it tell you what you might have in terms of what you wear? When abroad, they may be recognized by their gear, as they often carry equipment of superior make, unlike most denizens. So what would we wear? Do we just get to pick, or is it like protection, leather corselet maybe? Probably wouldn't wear mail, I'm assuming. But I don't know. It doesn't really tell you, like, and their favored selection of armor, helms, or shields. I don't see where it tells you what is favored. Maybe it's in, like, in the barding thing still? Yeah. So strange. Rules are favored. I guess we just pick one. I don't know. It's not telling us. I mean, we have to have some armor. Found overleaf. I keep forgetting that overleaf, they literally just mean on the next page. Okay, so we just get to pick whatever we want, I guess. The protection score of a coat of armor is recorded separately from that of a helm, as sometimes during combat a hero might resort to dropping it to reduce the carried load and avoid becoming weary too soon. Alright. Would we have, like, just like a buckler maybe? Buckler's like the little tiny one. Or would we have, like, a full on... we would probably have a fucking spear, wouldn't we? Or a shield. So our load so far, it feels pretty low. I don't know. What is this? How do you tell what your load rating is? An adventurer can carry a total load up to the character's maximum endurance. Since the endurance score determines when a hero starts getting tired, it is generally much wiser. Okay, yeah. Cool. Alright, so 25. What are we at? We're at 7 right now. I say we do leather corselet. Hold on, I want to see this real quick. I want to see if they show us more gear. So there's leather armor. Ideal for hunting. What would we have, do you think, as a warden? A close-fitting corselet with long sleeves, extending its protection to the wearer's hips. I feel like we wouldn't have that. 1d3 load. Although we're very, very low. Let's pick that last. Shield. Let's see. So we've got a shield here. That's 4. So we're at 11 right now. And then if we picked the leather corselet, we'd be at 17. So we'd be, what, 8 away? But 14, we'd be 11 away. But we just took the leather shirt. I don't think a close fitting. I feel like that would be a nightmare to like go extended like things with, like distances. So I think we're just gonna go leather shirt. I need to stop taking this so seriously. This is literally a tutorial character. Okay, so protection. What would that be? Parry modifier +2. Okay. Protection. So we would get 1d. Base, okay. I don't know what that means. Alright, what do we got left here? Record your Valor and Wisdom scores at 1 and choose your starting reward. So Valor and Wisdom start at 1 and choose your starting reward and Virtue. Okay. Valor and Wisdom. There we go. God, I hate that those aren't in the middle of the boxes. No! Okay, there we go. Oh, broke my damn lid. Okay, there we go. And now we pick our starting reward and virtue. There are many things that may betray the true nature of adventurers. It may be their weather-beaten look or the grim determination that surfaces when they set themselves to a difficult task. In game terms, nothing defines the stuff heroes are made of better than their special abilities and superior gear. The growth and stature of a hero in terms of power and renown is tracked in the game by using 2 values, Valor and Wisdom. Both ratings are ranked from 1 to 6, reflecting the gradual transformation of a novice adventurer into a veteran hero. So we start with 1. Among their various effects on gameplay, Valor and Wisdom grant players special abilities. Abilities granted by gaining a new rank in Wisdom are called virtues, while those gained by an increased rank in Valor are called rewards. Virtues give the player heroes access to peculiar abilities of their folk. Rewards are the upgrades that enhance a hero's war gear. At the start of the game, all players get to choose 1 virtue and 1 reward. Select them among those listed in Chapter 5. Okay, starting rewards. Page 79. What? Oh, is that? Okay. Page 79. Chapter 5. That checks out. Okay, so choose 1 reward. Close-fitting armor or helm. When you make a protection roll while wearing a close-fitting armor or helm, you add +2 to the result. Cunning make, armor or helm or shield. So what do you do here? Rewards are upgrades that players can select to raise the effectiveness of their war gear of an item. Oh, okay, nice. Alright. So, what do we have here? Inflicting more harm on its targets for grievous weapon. Add 1 to the damage rating of the selected weapon. Keen. Sharp or better balanced weapon is now more likely to produce a piercing blow when hitting a target. Attack rolls made with a keen weapon score a piercing blow also on a result of 9 on the feat die. Reinforced shield. Add 1 to your parry bonus from shield. Fell weapon. Hard and straight. A piercing blow from a fell weapon is stopped less easily by a suit of armor. Add 2 to the injury rating of the selected weapon. That could be kind of cool. So... shit, I don't know. We could just add... you make a protection roll. I kind of like the idea of the close-fitting armor. So... yeah, maybe we do that. Rewards and virtues. Oh. This pencil's busted now. Okay. Let's get another one here. So we got close fitting armor with a U. Alright, so we've got 1 reward. Now we gotta choose a virtue. Virtues are special abilities that complement a hero's arsenal of skills and combat proficiencies, describing aptitudes that come naturally to an adventurer or that arise through time and practice. Much more than simple talents, virtues define the heroic stature of the player heroes. Heroes from all cultures choose a first virtue during character creation. It may choose a new one each time they gain a new rank. Right. Okay, so the cultural virtues, getting to choose a new one, only happens at rank 2 in wisdom. So these we can start. Raise your maximum hope points. Hope rating by 2. What is our hope? Oh, okay, it's 13. Maximum hope by 2 could be cool. That's confidence. Overcoming difficulties has reinforced your spirit and renewed your faith in a brighter future. Dour-handed. Your blows have become more forceful and your aim steadier, allowing you to do greater harm. Wait, actually... I gotta add a +2 from my armor. Right? Base. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Sorry, we're all over the place here, but I just realized how they have this set up. So 16 +2, so we're at 18 with our shield. So armor is 1d. That looks like a 12 anyways, so we'll do 1. So what does that say? A +2 to our armor roll or +2 dice? Add +2 to the result. Okay. So 1d +2. So 1d +2. There we go. And anyways, where were we? Dour-handed. When inflicting special damage in combat, add +1 to your strength rating on a heavy blow, and +1 to the feat die numerical result on a pierce. Your determination and stamina have improved through hardship and toil. Raise your maximum endurance rating by 2 points. That could be cool. You have practiced certain skills until they have become as natural as breathing. Choose 2 skills and make them favored. Ooh, that could be cool. What should... Man, should we just choose 2? Because the next one, nimbleness, raise your parry rating by 1, and prowess, lower one of your attribute target numbers by 1. Could be cool. I feel like we should do... We could do 2... Dour handed could be cool. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do dour handed. Awesome. Alright, what else do we gotta do? Last but not least, all players cooperate in adding details about how their newly created adventurers met each other and formed a company. The company may be composed of adventurers of any kind, but the sum of its parts is going to be influenced by the player hero's selection of heroic culture and calling. Damn, okay. I think that's it. I think we got it done. Our patron... Why is that so smudged? Yeah, our patron I don't know yet. Our gear, I guess we could know if we wanted. Our load, what was it again? So that's 7, 10, 14. That's it? Okay. So our load is 14. We have no fatigue points to start out. Yeah, okay. Dude, that wasn't hard at all. That was like pretty self-explanatory, just kind of walk through it. Yeah, that's character creation for the One Ring RPG from Free League. And we created a barding named Varen, son of Halfgrim, who's 31 years old. He's a warden. He's pretty prosperous. Yeah. Spear-wielding, shield-bearing, bow-toting warden of the lands. Yeah, this is tight. And then I did have this. You can't see it. It's down here. But this map was created by Taylor Sommer, Sommer, and that's Tayla. Also known as Creeper Box, and that's Creeperbox. And you can find this map here if you play. And I went to, I think, like Office Depot and got it printed, like blown up printed, and laminated just in the same run. And it is doing it for me. I just realized that's why I picked up this same pencil, and that's why the lead was all shitty again. But yeah, this is just a blown up map of most of Middle Earth, and it has individual hexes. They are not flat topped hexes, they're on the joints, which I'm not used to, but yeah, this is hexed the hell out. They're a little small, so I gotta figure out like what sort of little token I'm gonna use. But yeah, this will be perfect to track journeys, and with it being laminated too, I could use a wet erase marker to track the path. But yeah, we'll be back probably. I might go over maybe some like basics. Actually, at the same time, there's some really, really good One Ring RPG basics. Ryan of the North has awesome shit. Will at World's End has awesome shit. I'll put these in the description if you want to check out their like basics, sort of walking you through the principles of the game. And then TST Gaming is another one. Put them in the description. But I think we're gonna probably skip the like going over all the basics and just jump into solo play using Strider mode. And I can't remember. I got this printed on Lulu, but I really wanted to get, Sean Tompkin. Ironsworn Sean Tompkin. So that's who created Strider mode. I've read through this. It's awesome. There's plenty of One Ring Strider mode solo plays out there. But yeah, we're going to get ours going. I'll probably roll. I might use Varen, to be honest, and then just adjust it, because there are some adjustments you make when you're using Strider mode. And before we start the solo play, I'll go through what I changed, or do it on camera. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is super tight. I am a Lord of the Rings freak, so anything Middle Earth, anything Tolkien, this is just like everyone else who's a part of the fandom, just hits on a whole nother level. And Free League knocked it out of the park. This seems like a really incredible system. So I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.